Coming up in today's video, guys, we have some tissue paper and a massive earwax plug as well. My name is Rhys, Barber. I'm one of the audiologists here at Audiology Associates.
And my name is Taylor Green, and I am the other audiologist here. And this is my patient to start with. Now, I've got a very, very dry wax plug in here. It's a bit of a mixture of wax and keratin. Should we say why we're doing the voiceover?
We better just explain why we were meant to be on screen as per usual, guys, but I got in this morning and the mic was completely flat as far as the battery was concerned, so we couldn't really record ourselves. We've had to do it in front of the screen and do it as a voiceover instead.
So you're listening to the soothing sounds of Taylor Green?
Audiology Associates FM, and coming up on...
So we got the rosin inserter in here now. Going on. Can you still hear me? Are we still going? Yeah, sorry. You got the rosin inserter here. I'm trying to lift this from the bottom of this plug, which we don't normally do, to be fair, but this is actually coming out quite nicely. The patient has been using some olive oil, so it has been softening the outer part of this ear. It's almost kind of acts like we say Christmas time, like a sled. Where it just kind of slips out nice and easy. Now what I'm trying to do here is basically dig the front of the rosin inserter into this plug. Now it is actually, it's quite a tough one, to be fair. I was actually struggling to get this into this plug. Now you can see all that white and grey sort of smooth area on this plug. That's just dead skin where it's kind of been holding on. Mm-hmm. So the eardrum's looking nice and healthy. It's a bit humid in there where the patient has been using some oil, and all the humidity has been held behind that plug. So we've got just under 1 centimetre there.
If you want to see another rosin inserter removal, there's a really good one, which was a tough one to do. If you're watching this on YouTube, we're going to pop a card up in the top left corner for you as well. But this is your patient as well, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, this is mine again. So this is actually tissue paper. Now, I know you already know because you would have seen the first couple of seconds of the video. It looks like cotton wool, but it's... tissue paper is a bit of a nightmare to try and remove because the fibres, they're so like loose. And I was quite lucky in a way that this only happened a couple of days previous to the patient coming in to see me. If this had been in here quite a while and a lot of oil had been used, they are a nightmare to try and remove. So we got the forceps in here. I'm just trying to get a decent grip here where I can just remove the whole thing in one go. Without shearing little tiny pieces away.
It's so difficult to do, isn't it? Because it just teases it apart all the time as soon as it comes out the canal, isn't it? Look at that.
You've got it. The backstory really with this patient, they come out, they after a shower or a bath, they tend to roll up the end of a tissue paper or a piece of tissue paper, and they just pop it in the ear to try and dry the ear out. But as you can imagine, what happens to paper when you wet it? It tends to get quite mushy. Yeah. So yeah.
Wait, that's 1 inch of tissue paper, so 2.5 centimeters. That is a fair old amount. If you want to see another really good foreign body removal, we actually removed 12 cotton buds from somebody's ears at one point. So if you're watching this on YouTube, we'll pop that card up in the top left corner for you. This is my patient, this last one. Now we've got a massive earwax plug coming from the second ear canal, this one, so make sure, I know you always do, guys, the loyal followers always tell me, you don't need to tell me to keep right, but if you do, make sure you stay tuned for the second ear canal in this particular patient. So we've got this really, I wouldn't say it's crumbly, I would say this is more of a brittle type of wax, and this plug is actually a long plug as well. But what happens as we start to bring it out, because it's that little bit more brittle, it's breaking down, it's not really coming away, it's kind of shearing off in places here. But this was going pretty much the full length of the canal.
You can already see it, that it looks kind of like staining is a very, very thin layer right around the ear canal. And that a lot of the time is what can be holding these plugs in place. It's usually just dead skin or keratin
that's right,
still attached.
Out that comes. Yes, it's just got around that first bend. Now, when we refer to first and second bends, imagine it going into the ear canal from the outside. So your first bend is the first one you come across as you go into the canal. And you can really see as we bring this and try and negotiate that bend, it shears off again here at the front section. Starts to pull a little bit more from the back of the ear canal, but we've got this really, not solid, but really stuck piece of wax, really kind of pushed right down against the eardrum. I mean, it's always difficult to say why the patient hasn't addressed this earlier. Sometimes there's always a gap, which is allowing the sound through, so they didn't know they had a problem, but I can't really see any gaps here at this back section either. So I think they were just kind of putting off getting it done. Sometimes that's nerves. You know, we do get really nervous patients sometimes, you know, had bad experience somewhere else, and it's been a bit of an issue for them, but this is looking really good.
Yeah, and these videos are actually really handy for a lot of patients, especially first-time patients. It's handy to see, you know, how it's done, because you know, if someone's nervous, if they don't really know what to expect, it's good to see how it's done. Before you get it done.
We've had loads of people, haven't we, that have come along because they've seen the videos that have kind of not they've been worried. I think you had one the other day, didn't you? He was really concerned because he had a really bad experience before. It does make a big difference. This feels a bit like a podcast.
It does.
It does feel very podcasty. A few people have said in the comments they wouldn't mind us doing a little podcast where just chatting about nonsense, which is kind of what we do in most of the videos anyway, to be honest.
Start doing audiobooks now.
No, I think I do. I could do
Once Upon a Time.
Janet and John books or something like that. Oh, if you're from the US, Janet and John is a book you read when you're in primary school over here.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we could do
Cookbooks.
that. You could do a list of ingredients.
2 cups of brown sugar.
So you've got to be careful again, because if you're in America, like, you're using cups and we use the metric and everything else, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, apparently it makes better muffins, though, I've heard. If you use the cup measurement rather than grams. Somebody said that to me, they make immense muffins.
Honestly, cake in a cup.
Yeah.
2-minute cake in a cup.
2-minute cake.
Brilliant. So tasty.
It's nice. I've never done the 2-minute cake in a cup.
It's so
it's
easy.
Good.
So easy.
I'll have to have a look at that. What is it, a microwave?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, microwave.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
All right, back to the wax removal.
Back to the wax removal. We've detracted somewhat from the wax removal, guys. I will have to try a cup of the thingy in the cup.
Yeah,
Cake in the cup.
really nice.
Okay. So we're just going to bring this down. I've lost the train of thought.
This is
the huge plug. Yes. Make sure keep watching, guys, because this plug is massive. Taylor caught a quick glimpse of the ruler shot earlier as we realised the microphones had broken down. So he was going, my God, that is a big plug. So you can see I'm fighting with this. It's a huge plug.
Massive.
So I'm fighting with this to get it out. And okay, that's not a big plug. that is a teeny tiny plug compared to the size of the plug we do pull out.
It doesn't actually look that big.
It doesn't. You know what? This is what surprised me, because it really doesn't look massive, does it? But watch now. Right, so we get a grip on the edge. I thought, it's just a little bit on the outside edge. There's not going to be loads of this coming out now. We can get this around the bend really easily. Dun. Look at that!
Wow.
It's a beastie.
It's like a tadpole. A giant tadpole.
It's like a baby's arm. It's huge. It's massive. So we're just gonna tidy up this outside edge here. There we go. Let's get rid of those bits and bobs around the outside edge. There we go. And we got a little tiny bit just on the top of the recess there.
Lovely.
Nice.
Good job.
Look at that.
Oh.
It's huge, isn't it?
I was going to say a 2-inch plug. It's not a 2-inch plug. It's a 2-centimetre plug.
That's huge. So yeah, it was a lot to come out of that particular ear canal. So we got 2.25 inches. I'm going to go just under 6 centimetres on that one. I'm not going to do myself the service. That was a beastie.
That was a huge one.
That was a massive one.
fair play.
Fingers crossed, guys. If we can get the mic charged up by the time we do our next video, you shall see us both on the screen. But other than that, you may well see us in this format again. If you enjoyed the video, please always like, heart, share, follow, and subscribe for us. Or if you have an earwax problem, or an ear problem, or hearing problem, or anything ear related, you can check out the link tree in the description. Book yourself an appointment to come and see myself, a lovely Mr. Taylor Green. We will put a card up in the top left corner if you're watching this on YouTube, which is going to show you a big plug again. But as always, guys, take care of yourselves.
Take care of your ears.
And take care of one another. And we shall see you for the next video. Bye, everyone.